Hi, I'm Bob Bunting, and I'm an Enterprise Cloud Architect on the Oracle Department of Defense team. And today I want to talk to you about Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. This is a technical discussion, not talking about contracts. So what is the Oracle Cloud, and what is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure? So Oracle Cloud is a complete, open, and secure platform that spans all layers of the cloud. Oracle Cloud provides infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, things like database as a service, and software as a service, which are applications delivered as a service. So that is very unique. Only Oracle provides all three layers. Also, Oracle is focused on the enterprise. We're now at a time where customers and Department of Defense are looking at lifting and shifting those workhorse type of applications. More than 80% of the applications today are not in the cloud. A lot of the applications and things that are being done in the cloud are cloud native. Oracle supports a lot of our customers that are there. But now is the time to lift and shift the enterprise applications, and we need enterprise capability to do that. And that's exactly what Oracle Generation 2 Cloud offers. In our Generation 2 Cloud, we offer some very significant capabilities and innovations, and we're going to talk about some of those. So hybrid and on-prem, that's hugely important. We know you're not going to lift and shift everything, so we have to coexist in a hybrid environment and move some of that workload to the cloud. So Oracle and non-Oracle workloads. We're obviously, being Oracle, we're going to talk a lot about Oracle, and I've been working with Oracle technology for years, but couple key points I want to make. We're committed to open standards. We're committed to open source. You're going to see in the demonstration how you can bring up open source images on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, why we have a partner network that provide images to our cloud, and we also support Windows. We have a partnership with Microsoft to deliver Windows in our cloud. So Linux, Windows, and also bring your own image to the cloud. Low-cost, predictable budgeting. That is very significant. No data ingress and egress fees. Some cloud providers charge for those, and we found that our customers have found that not only is it unpredictable, but it becomes a very large part of the cost of their cloud service. And Oracle offers very good performance and availability service levels. So Oracle has made a large investment in the Department of Defense and in the federal government. We have 5 data centers. 2 are focused on IL2 workload, and 3 for the DoD, focused on IL5. These data centers are currently under FedRAMP and DISA evaluation for IL2 and IL5 respectively. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure is focused, like I said, on the enterprise, and the enterprise has unique requirements. So again, that lift and shift, the most demanding workload, and you can rely on your Oracle databases and performance and availability. So it's about meeting the needs of the enterprise. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure offers a number of very important innovations. First, Oracle was the first vendor to offer the bare metal cloud service. We offer a fast, flat network with a massive interconnect bandwidth, very low latency. So we combine that with off-box network virtualization. So the overhead and network isn't taking up processing power. It's in the network, not the hypervisor. So we have very robust security, tenant isolation, and along with that, we have capabilities for managing this environment. You can, of course, go into the Cloud Console, but you may be doing things with Terraform, which is modeling the cloud infrastructure and automating the generation of that cloud. And then we have a very open ecosystem. Let's look at cloud infrastructure. So at the base, we have a region. And then we have the physical low latency network that I was talking about. And then on top of that, we have virtual network. So, and a virtual cloud network is where you define your network for your environment. So you create a virtual cloud network. Underneath that, you create subnets. And then with a focus on security, everything is deny by default, so you have to specifically authorize network communications through security lists in the virtual cloud network. And then on top of that, we offer compute, bare metal, VM, Exadata, rack, and load balancer. Because of this architecture, it's the same management infrastructure that allows us to provision anything from VMs to bare metal to Exadata in the console or with the automation tools. That's pretty significant. Another very significant thing about Oracle is that we don't oversubscribe not only the network, but the CPU. So a CPU, we refer to it in the cloud, and when you start thinking about purchasing, you'll be thinking about how many OCPUs you need for your workload. That is a dedicated Xeon core. That core is not oversubscribed. So that means dedicated, consistent performance. And that's the kind of performance that we need to start moving the enterprise workloads. So let's take a quick look at a virtual cloud network. Again, a virtual cloud network is made up of subnets where we would define our route rules, how we route traffic between the subnets, our firewalls, our VCN peering, load balancing. We may put a load balancer across, in a VCN to load balance across different subnets so that we can maintain availability. All this rides on our low latency physical network. The fault domains are within a region, and so what we would typically want to do is span our compute processing across fault domains so that fault domains are logically or actually physically isolated compute resources within our data centers. So if it's designed so that if something happens and fault domain 1 were to go down, fault domain 2 and 3 are available. Therefore, if we were to architect our app so that we build our VMs across fault domains, that's the way we can get high availability from our application and database tier. So let's take a look at what's involved in creating instances and virtual machines inside of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So if we want to create a compute instance, here we are in the console, we go under here and say we can create instance. We can give it a name. We can define a data center that we're going to put that in. And then the image source. Is it going to be Oracle Linux, or we can pick some from various different open source versions, or as I mentioned before, we can provision a Windows server as well. We can pick an image that is a Oracle image, so things like eBusiness Suite, PeopleSoft, already pre-configured images. We can provision one of those. We have partners that provide images that put those images up in the cloud marketplace. And you have the ability to start with a base image and then customize and then save that image, and so it becomes a custom image. For example, you take a Linux image and then you customize it and you tailor it so it meets certain STIG requirements. Then you could, or you install your app on it and then you save it off as a custom image. So the next time you need that image, you spin that image up again. And so we pick a particular image and we select the image, and then after we select the image, we then select the shape. So again, designing how many OCPUs, how much memory we need, so a particular shape. We have shapes here that are standard shapes, VM standard like 2.1, and then we have our high I/O and dense I/O shapes as well. Dense I/O, standard shapes. We select a shape and then provide our public key so that we can log in later using our private key. We're here in a compartment. So, and I'm going to talk about compartments here in just a little bit, but before we get to that, so in our compartment we have a virtual cloud network, we have a subnet in the compartment, and then in the subnet I've already predefined different subnets, one for the app tier, one for the data tier. So I'm going to put this particular new image in the app tier. And then to create the image, I would just hit create. So let's go back up to our cloud infrastructure and close this. And we'll see some of the images that are already created. Various different demo instances. Let's go down here and look at back to the broader cloud console. And if we look under security, This is where we end up with users groups, dynamic groups, and compartments. Just briefly on compartments, that's a way to isolate different organizations and different folks that are using that. And then compartments, we assign policies to the compartments to give people the ability to access and manage different aspects of the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. All right, so here we are at Oracle Cloud infrastructure. We have the various different instances. I'm going to go down and click on instance RGB1. Scroll down here, and here we see attached block volumes. So we have the ability, as I showed you before, we talked about a boot disk that basically is the image itself and how we can save that off. Well, for our user data, we attach block volume storage. So we simply attach storage, and then it gives us, it's actually attached via iSCSI. We do it here in the console. We give it commands to make that done. And of course, remember, I'm going through the console, but we could have done any of this completely automated via Terraform. So we would, if we want to attach additional block storage here, we would say attach block storage and select iSCSI and select the block volume, and away we go. So let's go look at our block and storage here, and click on block storage, block volumes, the different block volumes that we currently have created. If we want to create a block volume, we would come in here. Again, we would give it availability domain. We would select our size. We could select our backup policy. We could have it automatically back up, or we can always come in and have it back up, on demand. And we can do this in an automated fashion where we can do volume groups, and we can snapshot and back up the entire system all at one time. So we hit cancel here. Let's just go back and show you that we also, some of the other things that we can see. The things we can see, we have object storage, file storage. We've been to the networking, separate video talking about database. We just saw how we managed to block storage. Now that block storage is NVMe solid state SSD block storage, very high performance. Now that's what we attach to our virtual machines. Now we want to attach, when we have bare metal machines, or for our bare metal instances, that has NVMe SSD locally attached storage. And we can go up to 51 terabytes for that particular storage. So that is storage for our transaction processing and our operational systems. We also have object storage for storing unstructured content. We also use object storage in the database world for doing backups and so forth. And then object storage and a lower cost storage tier, archive storage, comprehensive storage capabilities. And then lastly, we'll get to a little preview of database capability, and there's a separate video on database. But basically, we have the right size database to meet your requirements, from a 2 OCPU database on a virtual machine all the way up to our Exadata. And a very significant aspect that affects cost and so forth is the bring your own license. You can bring your own license and therefore use your existing licenses, and that really reduces the cost of migrating to the Oracle Cloud. Another aspect that goes right along with that, of course, is the same skills and so forth that you use, particularly when you're talking about database capabilities, that you use on-prem. And so that certainly affects all sorts of costs and things related to training and so forth. So while we're on the topic of training, let's talk about, there's plenty of training. There's training available from Oracle University. Essentials for Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, how to architect cloud infrastructure solutions. Oracle Education offers that training. There's also a certified associates certification that folks in the industry can get. Here's a resource, and we're going to make this available to you through your DLT or Oracle representative. It's out on the internet. Sometimes it takes a little bit to find it, so we'll provide you a link. These are recorded videos that go through each aspect, from OCI compute to object storage to virtual networking to how to use the load balancer. And then there is a study guide for the Certified Architect Associates exam. And there's more and more folks that are becoming certified and know Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And we'd like to get you started working hands-on with Oracle Cloud. So contact your DLT representative or your Oracle sales representative, and they can spin up what we call an SE managed trial for you. So you bypass all the things that you could do to get the free trial directly from oracle.com or cloud.oracle.com. But we'll contact your sales rep or your DLT representative, and we can get you hands-on. Best part about that is folks like myself and some of my other peers, we will work with you and we'll help you create and work in your development environment. We'll help work through some of the problems and ideas that you'd like to see tried out in the Oracle Cloud. So in summary, we have everything from the smallest VMs that are open source to Windows, but really for Oracle it's about you can do all that stuff, but then what's most important is enterprise grade. So the performance, reliability, and security that you need in a time where folks are wanting us to lift and shift our enterprise infrastructure. So many applications are out there in cloud now, but most of the applications that we rely on for our back-end office and so forth haven't moved yet. And now we have our Gen 2 cloud infrastructure. The time is right to make that happen. Missions depend on Oracle hardware and software today, and we look forward to helping you continue with that as we move you into the Oracle Cloud. So again, Oracle Cloud offering, it's a complete offering. Infrastructure, platform as a service, software as a service from, like I said, a company that is that you know and trust and protects your investment. Thank you so much for your time today.